So here we are back in Zeroville, and time for a slight tangent here. I mentioned in the last episode when we did all of our selling that I might have made a mistake on selling this meat this way, or selling resources in this way to bring down our debt to the Holy Caravan and to, yes, just to Mother Sophia in general. But actually, I think that the mistake actually was probably on the other end of things. So as you can see, we have a market saturation, of course. We all know about this. However, we kind of went over already. And if you see, we actually have a daily consumption of 9 on this meat. Now we're actually, if we go to statistics, see we got 71 on this day, and we got 47 a couple of days ago, 64 increase, and finally 41. So this is the amount of resources we have produced of meat. And this is about 30 meat on average per day. So as you can see, that is way, way above the daily consumption. So actually, we are going to have problems being able to sell enough meat to actually make our money back, if that makes sense. So it seems that we have actually kind of bottlenecked ourselves just on the market saturation, and because of this, I am actually having to think now that we may be too big. That may actually just be the main issue right now, is that we are just too big and trying to expand our horizons too quickly. So at the end of this episode, probably, is when I'm going to have to make a decision if we're going to start getting rid of some things, basically. And if we do that, then we will probably just end up at maybe 70 peasants, or maybe even a little bit less than that. And then we will just lower the amount of wood that we're producing and the amount of actually fields that we're using, and we may even get rid of one of these pig farms that we just actually created. So that is something we're going to have to be thinking about in the back of our head. Now, another thing is that it was suggested to me that we may actually want to create the Chancellery, and that would be one way that we could actually continue to expand, and that will be the longer term goal here. But right now, actually our most pressing need for paper, and it's even more pressing given what I just mentioned about our bottleneck here on the market saturation, in order to actually increase our funds. The only real way that we can do this is getting paper so that we can create trade routes. And actually, I think we could just buy that from the trader in time if we continue to sell meat. However, either way, we're going to need paper, and that way we would be able to, if we started a alliance maybe with Ugrad or something like that and kind of expand it out this way so that we can get back over to, I forgot their names, but I think it was these people, or maybe it was these people, that were actually buying meat. Or we just wait until somebody else starts buying meat. Either way. And then we would be able to start a trade route with them and earn some money that way. And that way we aren't just stocking up meat with no way to actually make use of it. Of course, the other option, although not a very good one, is to oversaturate the market. And we'll be able to sell it a little bit faster that way, but of course, we will not be making nearly as much money as we could be. So those are kind of our options right now. We can also, of course, look at this Camp of Forest Bandits. We can actually definitely take this on right now. Neva, and the only problem here, of course, is we still don't have medical cells. I probably should have picked up a few, but I'm not really too concerned about it. Let's just look at what it says. 73%. Of course, that is terrific for us. I don't think we should get any major injuries this time. If we do, that will kind of suck, but we will also lose a little bit of our taxes, so at this point, it's not really that big of a deal. Now, taking a look, and we actually have a few more people with rutabaga fever that are unable to move. They don't have gangrene. These aren't the gangrene people. They're already died off. I don't know where the other two are. Maybe they're hidden underneath. They tend to get stuck underneath these beds. I hope one of them's being carried. Oh, exhaustion? Huh. Does that mean Oh, just sleep deprivation, that's all it is. Interesting. Okay, well, that's a thing. We're gonna have Sadibor go study some knowledge, and then we'll get him to his daily inspections, of course. Now, pretty soon we are actually gonna have to send Sadibor away. He's got a desire to see his loved one, study him on. He's from Grudges. Yes, Grudges. So we're gonna have to send him away at some point to do that, potentially, if his mood drops too low. Because we haven't actually dealt with actual, you know, losing their minds and everything. I forgot what it's called exactly. Mental breaks. Yes, breakdowns. Since we haven't actually really dealt with that, I may not worry about it too much. The only thing I have seen is that the Lord refuses to carry out your orders, it falls into depression. Yes, and then that can lead to the nervous breakdown. We have not seen a nervous breakdown, but we have seen the refusing to carry out orders. So, we may be able to actually let his mood fall a little bit lower. I think the lowest I've let it go was about, like, 28 or something like that. So we may even let it drop just a little bit below that. And just try to kind of min-max his low mood here. So that we don't send him away, which causes breakdowns on all of these things that he has to manage. Okay, so not the worst day. Unfortunately, he didn't get through all the pig farms, but he did get through a total of 10 inspections today, and we are once again having that hover issue. That is just super, super annoying, but it is a thing. Oh, and on that note, the real reason that I ended up having that crash issue that I mentioned that caused me to have to reinstall the game was just a resolution issue. So I guess now on this new version of the game, you basically, if you change the resolution, because I have an ultra-wide monitor and I switch into standard resolution in order to record the series, and then I exit the game and I try to go back later in actual ultra-wide, and then I exit out and go back into regular, it actually causes the game to crash. And the only way to get rid of it is actually to delete something inside of the app data folder. I forgot what the name of the file is, but so that is a thing. But luckily I was able to actually copy the old files from before, and in so doing, I was able to stop all of those tutorial things from popping up, so that's why you don't see any arrows this time around. And as you can see, of course, we wiped up these bandits extremely easily. Hopefully nobody actually got injured. It didn't look like it, but we will have to wait until they actually get home to figure that out. Okay, now kind of unfortunately, we actually are having a warrior desert the city right now. Looks to be just one. Yes. I'm gonna actually take a look at him. His mood is terrible because he doesn't like the repulsive moonshine. He has fatigue, so he's both fatigued and also doesn't have good enough beer. And he's also severely hungry. Wow, how did this guy get so bad off? He's the only one. Everybody else is mostly happy. I guess he just missed getting more moonshine and missed getting rutabaga on a few different days. Must have been out of stocks, or it was because he wasn't able to move, maybe. I'm not totally sure there. Okay, so I actually did find another one, and he is pretty upset too. He's mildly hungry, repulsive moonshine, all of that fun stuff. I don't really know what's going on there. He might have actually, what may have happened, I can't click on him now, but one of our other warriors, he's unable to move, of course, and it seems to be from the rutabaga fever. So maybe he just had rutabaga fever and nobody brought him food. Which is kind of... I don't really know what to do about that exactly, because people are just going to keep getting rutabaga fever unless we create a flower industry of some kind, which we're not going to be doing, so they just sort of have to deal with it, honestly. Okay, a little bit of actually good news today, because the disaster with wood beetles has finally ended, which means we will start getting a much higher amount of wood. Because of that, this may be the best time. We have 1 worker is needed for open jobs at the moment, so this may be the best time to go ahead and get rid of a lumber mill. Like I said, we are going to keep these as close to the city center, and that's just because I would rather these guys have to walk than for Sadibor, because it's just super inefficient for him right now. We'll probably wait just a minute to actually get rid of this and see if we get a few more migrants. That way everybody still has jobs. Now there is a flesh wolf attack somewhere. Just popped up on the screen. Oh, he's right here. Now this is on account of not having this patrol radius up. That's pretty much exactly why this just happened. And that was totally my fault. We'll put it there. And hopefully they will actually go and attack this. Now one of our people actually just died. Hopefully this guy will take care of it. No, he's just going to take care of the body. Alright, well that's great. Okay, so now we have the peasants' houses done. We're probably not going to actually use that yet. I know I was saying that we were probably going to be, but at least at the moment, I'm not thinking that it's going to be in our best interest to actually have peasants' houses out here, because they'll have to commute to temples. We don't really want to create another temple just yet, but we may actually end up doing that just so that we can move these outwards. But otherwise, none of this other stuff actually needs to move farther away from the city center. In fact, it probably should all move a little bit closer. Unfortunately, that pig farm can't move. But, yeah. We'll just have Sadibor focus on scaffolding, and after that, hopefully we can get a book before that, because scaffolding, we don't even really need it. Prisoners are taking care of themselves just by trying to steal from people at night, and the warriors take care of them, so we don't really need the scaffolding. But it might be good just to finally get rid of these cadens, potentially. That might make everybody a little bit happier. Not totally sure. Now, just an update here on Sadibor's mood. He's still 53 mood, so he's actually doing pretty good. And we can always have him play with his dog if he does start to get upset. Oh, now he's in the middle of a fight. Please don't start dying. He did not. That cutthroat is dead. There seems to be somebody else. Is that you? Yeah, you're a bandit. You're about to die. Oh, okay. I thought that was 2 bandits. They should have this wrapped up. Yep. Alright, well, that was pretty easy. We're up to 1,000 gold now, and we also have a prisoner that we can sell. Can I hover? Okay, macaw. Yeah, we could probably go ahead and sell them when the time comes. Uh-oh. Of course it's infected. Hopefully we get the trader tomorrow then, because it would be really great to actually be able to buy a medical salve for him. Alright, and Sadibor has gone to 11 intelligence here just before his workday starts. Hopefully we can get a lot done, because he has a lot of inspections he has to do today. Alright, so just looking at it, and we actually already have 2 unemployed, so if we got rid of one of these lumber mills now, then there would actually be too much unemployment. And that's partially because this prisoner actually is doing some work. I don't know. Since they work later, I wonder if they should actually be on the pig farm. I don't know if more work actually results in more meat from the pigs. I'm assuming it probably does. But I've never seen anything in the bonus slot that I remember on a pig farm before. So I really don't know. It may be better to have them work explicitly on a rutabaga field. But if I select this, I don't actually know if when the prisoner gets selected, if everyone else that gets added here will be done automatically, if that makes sense. So if we select prisoners, will it fill up the rest of the workers automatically? Let's find out. It seems to be working fine, so maybe we'll do that. Forcibly have the prisoner on the rutabaga field, which should hopefully result in more rutabaga. Okay, so we did get lucky. As you can see, we got the trader. Let Sadibor finish this up. Vitalub is probably going to try to stop him. Yes, he's trying to talk to us. Please let us finish this inspection. Oh no, he's not going to let us. Oh no, did we actually do it? Looks like we did, okay. We're going to kick you out. I don't care if you're from... Wait, actually, are you... No, you're not the person that he wants to speak to anyways. So get rid of you. Go and trade, of course, as soon as you're able. Looks like we are using a lot of gold on our wages, but hopefully they will actually send it back to us to get the moonshine. Ooh, look at that. An increase on price for the meat. So we can actually sell this all the way down until it gets to 7. That is totally fine. Maybe even... that's probably as low as we want it to go. Okay. Sell a little bit of wood because we are starting to stock that up. We can sell... Actually, hold on. Do we want to sell rutabaga? Maybe not. We want to definitely sell some moonshine. We'll keep most of it around. And we'll sell some of our herbs. And okay, that looks pretty good. We'll sell these daggers. We'll sell this prisoner. And we can get rid of the peasant's house. And we can finally actually buy a couple of pieces of paper. We're going to buy 3. Yes, we're going to buy 3 of them. Do we want to buy a couple more maces? Maybe 2? We'll see what's going on here first before we decide for certain. Chancellery is finally there. That is actually super good. Apology of divorce. We're not going to need that. Herbalist would be nice, but we're not capable of actually making use of that here. Flavorful ale, no. I really wish instead of the herbalist that we just got the alchemy lab here, but it doesn't look like we're going to get anything else good. That's unfortunate. This could have definitely been a much better trader for us. It's not terrible, but at least we got the medical salve. That's important. I actually hadn't even checked for it. Okay, so we're going to get 152 back. I think we can live with that. We need to check, though. He's probably going to die. That seems to just be something that's going to happen to him. So hopefully somebody will actually take that to him. Let's see. Prisoners. Okay, hopefully somebody will take that to him. Okay, so apparently the speculation is just from when there's actually a price increase on the meat. That does make sense. We'll just leave it at 9. And hopefully they will actually give that to our warrior. So it's going to be 5 paper still for a trade route. Maybe it was because I was doing a test in peaceful mode, and maybe it's less in peaceful mode. But it does look like all of these are probably going to be 5 paper. So we actually need to pick up 2 more. Alright, so we're going to pick up 2 more. And we're doing pretty good on money, so that's okay. I'm going to take another look. Could it be possible that we could make use of the lumber mill upgrade? Maybe we could even end up having only 1 lumber mill. We're not going to worry about it right now, though. Okay, so he's almost done with the scaffolding, and then we could go to the chancellery. Now, for some reason I don't understand, nobody seems to be buying this medical salve yet. I don't really understand. Let's see. Requires treatment with medical salve. He obviously can't move, so he needs somebody else to do it for him. Is it a thing? I believe it'll happen with prisoners. I don't know if it happens with... Will a peasant, for instance, will they actually take care of this guy? Because this is Killer Lion. We don't want him to die a 3rd time. That's a lot. It's kind of depressing. Okay, so look at that. 96% in 1 single day, pretty much. He did that entire scaffolding book. So he's pretty smart now. He's got that 11 intelligence. He's got 13 in management, and another bandit or something is dead. Yes. And yeah, so he's studying these books a lot faster now, which is amazing to see. He has the peasant's house, of course. We may start creating some of those just because we could get the main reason would be to get loyalists, and loyalists have 30% higher productivity, so, and they also can never become vagabonds, so that's another thing. And serving in the army would also be good, although we probably wouldn't make them do that. Maybe at some point, though. Something to think about for sure. Maybe we could actually, hold on. Maybe we actually start and just do a little tiny bit at a time. But it looks like if we wanted to do it there, we wouldn't really have much room. left over. Let's see. Let's see how many we could maybe put in this area here. It looks like just 2. Unless I am doing something wrong, let's see. Yeah, it does look like it's probably just going to be the 2 no matter how I align them. We could actually fit another one right here. Okay, yeah, of course we could fit some stuff right here. Okay, that actually seems like a pretty good idea to me. It won't look the best, but at this point, oh, that actually may mess up their pathing though. Okay, maybe what we should do then. Actually, maybe they'll just go around. Okay, we'll test that one, and we'll just see. Yeah, this is not going to look very good. I'm aware of that. And this one will rotate. Okay. Like I said, that looks terrible, but I mean, what are you going to do? So 2, 4, 6, it looks like, so that should be another 12 peasants. And they can potentially become loyalists, which would make everything a lot more productive. So I think that's where we're going to call it. As you can see, we are starting to stock up gold once again. We have plenty of herbs, so the day that we get that Alchemy Lab book finally is going to be a good day. We can finally start to produce a whole lot of that. If we can get Paper Workshop as well, then we can actually make solid use of the Chancellery. Otherwise, what may end up being what we do is we have Sadibor work the Chancellery one day every 3 days? I guess it would be every 3 days. Yes, about every 3 days. And then the other times he can just go and do manually the inspections, or maybe every like 4 or 5 days. Just basically once his inspections get to be too much for him to handle. And then we'll do 1 day of having the Chancellery, and that'll conserve paper. So that's going to be it for this episode, and we will go ahead and start the Chancellery. And hopefully things are going to be looking up from here. I think they will. I think they will. Let's go ahead and check one last time on Killer Lion. He is still dying. That's not great. He is our strongest warrior, of course, so... Is he in bed? I don't see him anymore. Oh, there he is. Okay. Gangrene in 4.5 hours, so I think he's gonna die. He's also throwing up everywhere. Well... Sorry, Killer Lion. I keep trying, but it looks like you're just going to keep dying every single time that we rename a character to you. So I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.